I'm going to be pretty happy to see the return of the dreads in the form of Decepticon Berserkers. What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is web series we're talking about Transformers last night. This is episode number 109, and a birthday shoutouts go out to Flameboy, Christopher Klassen, and Camel Games PL. Happy birthday to all y'all. Hope you have a good one. Thank you for being part of the Ragin Nation. We are counting down to Super Bowl, and there are only 10 days left to Super Bowl. And we are going to see 30 seconds of Transformers Last Night goodness brought to you by Michael Bay. And what we're going to see is something very, very extraordinary. I mean, think of when you saw the Revenge of the Fallen Super Bowl TV spot, or the Dark of the Moon Super Bowl TV spot, or the Age of Extinction Super Bowl TV spot. Remember when we saw Strafe and then Grimlock? I just lost my mind. I don't know what Michael Bay is going to give us, but I know I'm going to lose my mind. The hype is real. 10 days left to Super Bowl. Alright, so what we're going to talk about in this episode is the toys. And these photos were leaked courtesy of Dan Lee, Tomika Danang, and Weibo user CITSSD. And I would like to thank Sam Riley, Jacob Price, Elias Asaki, and Tyler Combs for sharing these photos with me. What we're going to take a look at is Deluxe Bumblebee, as well as the Decepticon Berserker, and also Deluxe Barricade. So let's first take a look at, excuse me, Deluxe Bumblebee. What in the heck? Well, this is disappointing. This is just the Age of Extinction 2014, 2015 Camaro, but it just looks like a crappy repainted version of it, like with less paint. Like, what is going on here? Let's take a look at another photo. Wow. Well, that's the side shot. Here's another photo. They're really cheaping out on this. There's a lot less paint compared to the first version, and by first version I mean the Age of Extinction version. I say it's the first version because they used this this model of the Camaro and the robot mode. Now let's take a look at the vehicle mode. He's standing next to it, and all they've really done is just like they've just repainted it to look like the custom 2017 Camaro. That's all they've done. They've just repainted the Age of Extinction Bumblebee so that it looks like that Camaro that we've seen in the promotional photos. That's kind of cheap. It's kind of disappointing, but did anybody need another Bumblebee? Seriously, I don't think anybody was going to buy another Bumblebee. Another deluxe one? We don't need that. If you're going to get any Bumblebee, it's the Masterpiece Bumblebee that you should get. This, you should probably skip this one. This is not worth your money, not worth your time. It is a complete downgrade from what we've seen before. Heck, even the previous Bumblebees from the first 3 films are better than this. Look, there's a Bumblebee that I thought was pretty decent from Age of Extinction, and that was his stealth mode Bumblebee, and I really liked that one. I thought that was decent. But this, man, they really, I don't know where they were going with this, but it was definitely not a good direction. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the Decepticon Berserker, and you're probably thinking, what in the heck is that? Well, let's take a look at the instruction sheet, and hey, doesn't that look familiar to you? That looks like the Dread. That looks like Crankcase. I have Crankcase, and he looks exactly like that. So, let's take a look at the robot mode. Hey, that is totally Crankcase. That's like Crankcase all the way. I mean, sure, it's different, but that looks like the Dreads, but they call them Decepticon Berserkers. I kind of like that name, actually. I like the Decepticon Berserkers. The Dread, the name of the Dread is more like they call them that because they had dreadlocks. But I like the name of Decepticon Berserker. It's kind of cool. So that's the robot mode, and he carries the exact same weapon that he threw, or one of those guys threw at Ironhide. You know, that spiky spear kind of thing. Let's take another look at it. Here's another look. Not much difference there. What else we got here? There he is from another angle. And you can tell that this is a very, very different type of mold because it transforms differently. Look how long the legs are. I mean, that's really, really long. This is a different type of vehicle. I mean, Crankcase was a SUV, but it transforms differently. This is another type of SUV, and it will transform differently, but what is revealed in the robot mode is, of course, a very similar looking type of robot, but this is a completely different mold. Check out the vehicle, and you can see that, you know, while it looks like the SUV that Crankcase is, it's totally different. So there you have it. So that's Decepticon Berserker. Here's a side photo of Decepticon Berserker. They didn't do a very good job of transforming it like so that the pieces are flush. But you see a little bit of kibble at the bottom, the back bottom. But you know what? I'll see how their roles play out in the film, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll add it to my Dread collection. I don't know. But anyways, you know what these vehicles remind me of during the production of the film? The South Dakota State Trooper SUVs. Remember during the filming in Arizona, they had those South Dakota State Trooper SUVs, and I was just thinking, are these going to be driven by TRF? Of course not. It says Arizona State Trooper. But then I'm just thinking, because there are several of the same type of vehicle, if there's anything that's going to be the Dreads, or rather the Berserkers, it would be those vehicles. It would be vehicles that would not have been driven by TRF. They got their own vehicles, and they got military vehicles. This, on the other hand, looks a lot like the same type of SUVs that were driven in Dark of the Moon, that the Dreads were, their alt modes were. So that's going to be pretty interesting. If they truly are like another version of the Dreads, I'm going to be pretty happy to see the return of the Dreads in the form of Decepticon Berserkers. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving on. What else we got? Actually, you know what I want to take a look at first? I want to take a look at the confirmation that Slash is back. Dinobot Slash. We didn't get to see him in Transformers Age of Extinction. We got a toy of him, but it looks like we could potentially see him back. I mean, actually in the film in Transformers Last Night as a brand new Dinobot. Not as a brand new toy, but actual character in the movie. The reason why is because in this photo of the Decepticon Berserker, you see the instruction sheet, you see Bumblebee, Barricade, and Dinobot Slash. And when you take a really close look at this Dinobot Slash image, it looks just like the toy of Dinobot Slash that was presented in the Age of Extinction toy line. They didn't do anything new there. It's probably just going to be a repaint of Slash, but we are going to see him in I guess in live action form in the movie, because after all, we are going to get mini Dinobots, and in the concept art that we've seen before, there was, of course, Scorn, followed by a bunch of mini Dinobots. So Slash is one of those mini Dinobots. So Slash's toy is something we're getting again. Nothing to be excited about, but it's just a piece of information that we know is happening. All right, so there you have it. Finally, we're going to talk about Decepticon, or rather Deluxe Barricade. We're going to start off with this photo over here where you see Barricade with his vehicle mode. So we got the police car. It's a Mustang, a Ford Mustang. What I'm most concerned about is the robot mode. Now, here he is, and it looks okay. He's got the weapons there. He's got a nightstick. He's got those like the multiple arm cannons. He's got a gun on his right arm. He's got another gun on his side, and it's a decent looking figure when you look at this image. Let's see the other images. Oh, here he is in a box, and I'm not sure why they put him in a box. This is a deluxe class toy, deluxe class figure. Maybe it's because it's the premiere edition. That's why they decided to put him in the box. But anyways, here it is once again. And this is a pretty decent looking, I'll say that's a pretty decent looking figure. It lacks paint. It lacks paint in the weapons. It lacks paint in the weapons. So yeah. What else do we got? Oh, here's another image of him. Here's another shot of it. There you can see the closer look at the guns. One on his right arm, one on his side arm, on his right leg, and it's very interesting that they decided to have two different colors for the hood of the vehicle: black and, of course, blue, which is the main color. Let's take a look at another photo. There is again. It looks pretty decent, to be completely honest. I wouldn't mind getting this guy. But what in the heck is this? There are two different barricades. Or is this the same one that's transformed differently? See, there's this one, which I was telling you guys about, where it comes with no, like, he doesn't come with that back kibble, unless they found a way to remove that or do something about that. And then there's this one, and it's got a lot of back kibble. Are these two different products? Are these two different products? I can't really tell. It's hard to tell because I'm looking for differences, and all I can really see right now is that the back kibble, which is the roof of the vehicle, is either removed in this photo and then put back on in this photo. Can somebody please confirm this, because I am really, really confused right now. I can't tell. Here's another photo of it, and this is just from another angle, but this is the photo of it with the hood kibble. I mean, sorry, the roof of the vehicle kibble, and I don't know what is going on there. I'm really curious. I just don't know. I can't confirm anything just because they look the same. Like, can somebody point that out? I mean, if you just remove the hood of this one, you got this one. So I think that's all they did. I think that's all they really did. Just remove the hood. Sorry, I keep on saying the hood. Remove the roof of the vehicle, and you end up with this version of Barricade without the back kibble. I think that's all they really did. So I like it better without the back kibble, of course. It just makes it too busy looking when you have the back kibble there. And maybe it's really easy to remove, and it's like a parts former, where once you transform it, you remove it. You know, I really don't like the idea of having it a parts former, but if it's going to make it look better, it could look pretty cool. And I think this is a pretty, decent looking version of Barricade. Like, it could use a little bit more paint, but it's all right. I don't think it's a bad figure. I don't think it's a great figure, but it's all right. Okay? So what do you guys think? Are you going to pick up the Decepticon Berserker? If anything, I think I'd pick up the Decepticon Berserker the most. I think I want him the most. I think that's going to be a pretty fun transformation. As for Barricade, looks like it could be a simple transformation, but, he looks all right at the most. It's all right. Maybe if I really, really love his character, I'll pick him up, no questions asked. Now, I want to show you two more photos, and it is actually an image of these gimmicky type of like simple transformation toys for kids. One is for Barricade and the other is for Hound. Let's check out the one for Barricade. And you can see here, this is obviously very different from the deluxe class toy that I showed you guys. I don't know what series they're calling this, but it's something very, very different. It's not something I'm very, very interested in. But let's take a look at Hound. And I like that Hound comes with these cool weapons. It looks like those one-step changer type things, but I don't think they're bringing back one-step changers. I think that Transformers Last Night has its own new gimmick for the simple toys. But anyways, check that out. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this, but except for the fact that it comes with two big guns in the back, and I hope we get to see something like that in the movie, where the back of the Hound vehicle, his vehicle mode, becomes two guns. I mean, maybe they're just using this just as a gimmick for this, like this little simplified toy of itself, but if it transformed into like guns, like turrets, oh, that would be sweet. But anyways, that's all I gotta talk to you guys about in this episode. It's really all about the toys, but the only thing that really lends itself to the story is really the fact that we're seeing something called Decepticon Berserkers, which means that if it really is something that exists in the movie, it will be those Arizona State Trooper vehicles, and there are multiples of them. There are two of them. I saw two of them in the photo, so which suggests that we're gonna see Decepticon drones in the form of Decepticon Berserkers, which are essentially, I guess, upgraded versions of Dreads. That's all it really is. But, the Dreads were cool. The Dreads made up the best scene in Transformers The Dark of the Moon. So hopefully they'll step up their game in Transformers The Last Night. So that's all I got to tell you guys about in this episode, and there you have it. Now, I want to say thank you to Akshay Kadari for drawing a photo, drawing of me. Here he is, the Ragin Nation to Alex Yu from Akshay Kadari. Thank you so much for this drawing. I really appreciate it. You're very, very talented, and this is a real piece of art. Thank you so much. It looks great. And now the last thing I want to do is, well, actually, second last thing I want to do is I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the A3U review. I really, really appreciate it. If you didn't subscribe, go subscribe to the A3U review. We're on our way to 10K, and once we get there, oh man, we'll be very, very happy because it shows you guys that, it shows everybody that you guys really support us, and that is awesome. Another person that I'd like you guys to support is my dear friend Grant. And Grant has a challenge going on, and it's an eating healthy challenge, and it is a contest that is ending at the end of the month, and all you have to do is vote. And what it really is that what really motivated him to go through with this contest is because he is dealing with something called the Crohn's disease. And if you want to learn more about it, you can look it up on Google it, Wikipedia it, and you can learn more about it. But it's something that my friend Grant is dealing with, and he would really, really appreciate it if you just went out of your way, click this link in the description box below, and just click vote. It doesn't require you to register or anything. Just click vote, and that'll make a hell of a difference in a person's life because it shows him that you really support him and people out there actually care. And what he's done is actually he has sponsored some prizing. So I'd like to see you guys vote. And once we get up to a high number, like by the end of the month, that's in only 5 days from now, 4 days from now as a matter of fact, then at the end of the month, or actually at the beginning of February, I'm going to put out a contest for these two very, very rare items. And what it is, do you guys know what a VHS is? Do you guys even know what a VCR is? Well, these are VHS cassette tapes. These are video cassette tapes that are very rare and hard to find, and what they contain are individual episodes of the original Transformers G1 cartoon, Volume 7, Transport to Oblivion, Volume 6, Roll for It. And I'm sure you guys have seen this on DVD or digitally or something, but here they are in VHS form, and these can be yours. I just have to think of a contest for you guys, but these were brought to us by my friend Grant, who's dealing with this Crohn's disease. So please, please, please support him by clicking that link, and it really shows me that you care. And you know what? I care, and I want to present this prize giveaway to you guys. Grant was kind enough to offer it for prizing, so please support him, and I would, that would make a difference in someone's life, okay? So thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for supporting the A3U review. Thank you for supporting Grant, and also thank you for supporting me. I really, really appreciate it. Let's talk about the toys. Let me know if any of these toys, if you feel anything for any of these toys. If you don't feel anything, then let's just wait till more images come out for the other toys. And we're going to see more images because Toy Fair is just around the corner, so that's going to be huge. We're going to see official looks at other toys, and that's all I got to see in this video. Anyways, as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, peace. In the film. So, he's going to play a pretty significant part, and that's his time to shine. But at the end of it all, he is still a Decepticon minion.